Hey, Washington.
So I joined the Air Force and got into law enforcement through that route. I spent 10 years in the Air Force and I loved it. So as soon as I got out, I decided that that's what I wanted to do. And hired on with Chubbuck Police Department and stayed there for 2.5, 3 years, and with knowing that I wanted to come to Idaho Falls. I think it's the unexpected, the unknown. Every day is kind of a different day. I like not knowing what I'm going to get into that day.
Probably the most rewarding thing, or one of the most rewarding things about law enforcement is being able to take a case with very little or no information and working it to the end and coming to a successful conclusion with the prosecution at the end of the case.
It's a good career choice. It's just a whole other world opens up when you see it. You have no idea that that world is going on, that, you know, guys, that police officers are out, you know, looking for the worst of your city. They can stop their illegal activity and put them in jail. There's guys putting themselves in harm's way just so they can get these people out, you know, off the street and into jail, stop them from committing crimes.
I picked law enforcement because, I don't know, as long as I can remember, that's what I wanted to do. You know, so you get an opportunity to go out and really have an impact on things. That's a huge plus. Even though it sounds a little corny, you know, you get into law enforcement for the reason of making a difference and helping people out and doing those kinds of things. You get to make an impact in people's lives like no other profession can. We are truly the guardians of our society. There's not a more noble, or rewarding career than law enforcement.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Idaho Falls police officers keep vigilant watch as they patrol the city streets of Idaho Falls. From enforcing traffic laws, to investigating burglaries, to teaching kids about the dangers of drugs, this work is nowhere close to the average desk job. The Idaho Falls Police Department is looking for highly motivated, goal-oriented, hard-working men and women willing to dedicate themselves to protect and serve, that exemplify the values of integrity, professionalism, respect, and trust, to fulfill its mission to create an environment free from crime and disorder, and to work in collaboration with fellow officers and citizens. If you fit these qualifications, we'd love for you to apply and join our team. Come work for one of the greatest police departments in the state of Idaho and join the team dedicated to providing the highest quality public safety and law enforcement services to people who live, work, and play in eastern Idaho's largest city. To learn more about how you can be part of the team, visit IdahoFallsPolice.com.